Greetings, I'm your host, Jason Miles, and usually on Wednesday nights, we do our very own sports show, Beyond the Red Zone, but tonight we're doing something a little different. Mac and I will be back with BTRZ next week, but until then, something a bit more serious this evening, shenanigans next week. For our returning listeners, subscribers, and especially our patrons, thank you so much for joining us. You are the driving force behind the TIR machine. We could not do this without you. For those new to the channel, welcome. If you do enjoy this type of programming, please hit like and subscribe. It is a passive gesture that goes a long way towards promoting the channel. For fans of the main show, we had the return of TIR's Latin American correspondent, Camilo Gomez, last night to tell us why another Fujimori is back in power in Peru. Following that show, we had some champagne room hijinks for like 2.5 hours. Tomorrow, Bob Bazanko from the Green and Red podcast will join the TIR crew to discuss the black political class and the Democratic Party.
We coming for you, nigga.
All of you. Every last one of you. Coming for you. Get ready. Now, if you appreciate the diverse programming we provide here on TIR and all the polemical writings, and you want to join us for these movie nights, like tomorrow night, we're going to be watching The Thing in champagne rooms, then you should become a paid YouTube subscriber or a patron. You'll get access to the champagne rooms and movie nights, and you get the satisfaction of knowing that your small pledge is a large part of making sure this insanity can continue. Now, on to the show, why we can't jettison outsider candidates. With the recent political demise of Graham Platner in Maine, many self-proclaimed leftists were quick to take to social media to take a self-righteous victory lap. Platner, the former military officer turned oyster farmer, didn't check every ideological box for what some consider an acceptable outsider candidate. And while allegations of sexual assault or any accusation of sexual misconduct are absolutely grounds for dismissal, the rush to replace Platner with a, quote, properly vetted candidate obscures what political vetting actually means. Barack Obama was never a guest on Epstein Island, but I doubt anyone watching this show would look back on his 8 years in office as a victory for meaningful social democratic gains. Obama was the squeaky clean Ivy League professional who, for a time, perfectly fit the public imagination of what a president should be. He was presented as a credit to his race, his academic achievements, loving marriage to a black woman, and their picture-perfect family all reinforce conventional expectations of presidential respectability. Then came 2016 and Trumpism. Donald Trump was also an outsider candidate, but he arrived at precisely the moment when millions of Americans had grown tired of a bipartisan political class that spoke the same polished language while delivering the same economic pain. George W. Bush dragged the country into disastrous wars. Bill Clinton helped lay the deregulatory foundation that contributed to the 2008 financial crisis. Trump's pitch was that he knew how the elite operated because he was one of them, and that insider knowledge would allow him to drain the swamp. Of course, Trump proved to be anything but a political savior, yet outsider candidates, particularly those who genuinely come from working class backgrounds, have historically resonated with voters. Meanwhile, the Democratic Party has increasingly prioritized diversity in race and gender while remaining remarkably homogeneous in terms of class. The result is a political class that often looks more diverse than ever, yet continues to be drawn overwhelmingly from elite professional backgrounds. It's not difficult to understand why theories like techno-feudalism have gained traction when you look at who governs us and the social class from which they overwhelmingly come. From our guest article, Platner's collapse doesn't mean we should reject outsider politics. You can find a link to the article in the description of the show. The establishment vets candidates, we are told, and yet Bill Clinton was vetted. So were Andrew Cuomo and Eric Swalwell. The professional class produces its own share of predators and grifters, and plenty of them slip through into elected office anyway. The most important vetting that goes on in the electoral races screens for something else, whether a candidate can largely self-finance a race or has friends who can, whether they come out of the right alumni networks, know the right donors, and strike the right lobbyists as non-threatening. That filter is at least part of the reason why our politics looks the way it does. The Democratic Party does not run so many lawyers because voters are clamoring for them, but because a serious campaign takes cash and connections that a warehouse worker or a nurse doesn't have. Fewer than 1 in 50 members of Congress came up in a working class job. Barely 2% of Democratic candidates worked exclusively in blue collar jobs before running. And the figure stays under 6%, even if you throw in teachers and nurses. Again, that comes from our guest's latest article in The Guardian. Wherever you are watching or later listening to this, you'll find a link in the description. Before we bring in our guest, please welcome the hostess with the mostess, the man that joins me on these crazy Wednesday endeavors. Please welcome Mac.
What's up, everybody? As you can see, we changed the name again. Hashtag serious show today. So
Serious show today.
That's right. We're gonna behave ourselves. We're gonna have a fantastic show where we're all gonna learn something, and then maybe Jason will let us have dessert at the end. So
once Bhaskar leaves, then we can maybe do some of the things, because we don't want him, it's bad enough that we've sullied his reputation. He came on here and he's like, I'm already on the other side of the tracks.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, and it's not even, he got the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday show. He ends up here on a Wednesday. Poor guy. Oof. There are people that were like, Bhaskar, really, Wednesdays, that show? Oof.
But you know what's funny? He's actually a sports guy.
See, then you know what? We're good. We're good.
I feel comfortable with him on a Wednesday, because if for whatever reason we mention sports or use a sports metaphor, he won't be like, ha ha, sports ball. He's not a fucking nerd. So
that's right.
That's good. That should be your new handle, Bhaskar. Hi, Bhaskar. I'm not a fucking nerd.
Not a fucking nerd.
Please welcome the man behind everybody's favorite magazine, Bhaskar SUNKARA.
Oh man, I'm in the one environment where I get to not be a nerd, because in normal life I am, but on the left you get to be the cool kid if you have 1/3 normal interests.
The World Cup was interesting for me. I saw someone sent me a video of a dude saying, if you're a leftist, this is how you should watch the World Cup. I was like, outside of using my eyes? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is, Bhaskar's not wrong. I feel like sometimes we go into leftist spaces and they're like, how much time do you spend studying theory? And it's like, bro, I'm 44. I did that for a long time, for a lot of years. Now I watch some World Cup, hang out with my kids who just give me shit all the time now because they're teenagers. Awesome. And then I try and get myself in shape, and then I go shoot. So maybe 15%. And that is not the right quota. We need to up that number.
Yeah. Sorry, you failed. You're a chud. But pivoting back to the serious topic at hand, Bhaskar, your article argues that Graham Platner's collapse shouldn't become an indictment of outsider politics. Why do you think so many people in left spaces were eager to make that leap?
Well, I think so much of this discussion around Graham Platner became a discussion around vetting, and the theory was, they just went out and they found this working class guy. First of all, Platner's own relationship to class is a bit, whatever, but let's just accept the premise that he's more, at least culture, through who he's around, through the occupation that he chose. Most working class people don't choose to be working class. I think Platner, chose these professions. I think he had an easier path through life, and he chose his. But so much of the discussion was, there was these people and they recruited him and they didn't vet him properly. And this is what happens when you run an unvetted candidate, which doesn't make sense at multiple levels. First of all, Zohran Mamdani was an unvetted candidate when he ran for state assembly. He was vetted by the sense that a lot of us in NYC DSA, and he's just an acquaintance of mine. I don't have a deep relationship with the mayor, but he was someone who was around various DSA campaigns. He was helping to organize, leading a campaign in Bay Ridge. He was just a known commodity around DSA when he ran. but he also was someone that didn't go through an exhausting vetting process. And beyond that, even if Plattner was subjected to a more exhaustive vetting process, there was the thing that came out is something that between one and two people, knew what would happen. So I would imagine the most detailed vetting process wouldn't have even got to. But somehow, so in other words, the short of my argument is that the Plattner thing, and with these accusations out, I think it makes sense that he dropped out. I think we've ended up with a better candidate than Plattner for this race, but it became, I think, a cudgel against people who are trying to run left populist candidates, who are trying to run candidates that are capable of winning working class votes over, that are capable of speaking to voters, including people in more rural areas that as progressives were really bad at reaching. And there was a lot of people who were, one, these are very serious accusations, but you could just tell that with certain people, like the near attendants of the world, this was not taken seriously. This
Mhm.
was taken as an immediate opportunity to score factional points against a wing of progressive Democrats and to draw exactly the wrong lessons from it.
Recently, I had a show last Tuesday, actually, with a professor, an author named Corey Holla, who had wrote a book called "When Democrats Won the Heartland," literally about what you're talking about: populist candidates that run, even solidarity campaigns with, churches and leftist factions of farm workers, and they were gaining victories during the heyday of the Reagan era. Um, but many of these people came from the class of the voters. They came from the same kind of hard scrabble backgrounds, farmers themselves. What is it about now that, regardless of the politics, we do like seeing a bit of a polished person? Some of these DSA victories, and it's not to take anything away from these victories, but even the victory recently in Colorado, that woman is a lawyer as well.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely think that some of it probably has to do with the way politics has changed to being just communicated through mass media. So
Mhm.
you want someone who will be on their toes, an immediate hit, know what to say, know how to play it safe, know how to modulate when they're speaking to different audiences. Whereas a lot of left-wing politics traditionally were this kind of kitchen table politics that literally involved candidates knocking on doors, speaking. Let's say in the early British labor movement, how many of these MPs that were came from industrial working class backgrounds? How many of them were giving talks in union halls or giving talks in pubs, giving talks to like groups of 20 or 30 people where it's a different sort of affect that you need? Or how many of them actually in European left parties came from the workers movement, or
Mhm.
in a sense that they were like party list people who were, you're a metal worker, but you're also an activist in the party, and eventually become well known in the party. And by the time you're 60, they put you at the front of the party list, and the old leader dies, and they say, "Okay, it's your turn to lead the party." And before you know it, you almost become a prime minister. This is kind of like the way these parties created machines, and they filtered for either um, like a certain level of like aptitude within the party, like a Leon Blum, the first socialist leader of France in the 1930s, but certainly not like by all accounts. I never heard him speak. I don't speak French, but not a fiery speaker, but sort of more of an intellectual. Or you have these people who, again, you can imagine being really good at just talking to people but not delivering orations or delivering sound bites or things like that. It's almost like the difference today between a mayor and something else. I
Mhm.
would say that like there is also, I think, the underlying fact that you need people who have the resources to run. And even so the Democrats, and I get to this in the article, but the Democrats are often recruiting lawyers and people like that not just because they have a fetish for recruiting lawyers. They would rather actually recruit like a veteran small business owner, in the abstract or something like that, or some quote unquote small business owner that actually runs like a sweatshop, but gets to call themselves a small business owner. But they want someone who can raise money themselves and have access to networks. So the Pete Buttigieg profile, like you are a McKinsey guy, you go to war, and you come back and you kind of like pivot to some sort of public service work, but you have this elite background, you have money, you have connections, but you also have this, this pedigree. But on the left, I think we end up self-recruiting for people that, we don't need people to have millions of dollars or to have a trust fund to run for office. We often recruit people who have the time to volunteer and to go from working 40 hours to working 10 or 20 or take time off work. And those are often people with these backgrounds. And also, obviously, it's self-selecting in terms of who has the confidence to say that, I should, and I love Zoran. I think Zoran's the best thing to happen to the US left in a generation. But if you even just think about his background, like his mother's a excellent, a Bollywood director who crossed over to Hollywood. His father is a left-wing intellectual, read, everywhere across the English language, who taught at Columbia. There is a certain degree of class pedigree. And cultural capital that is part of his creation. I think the world is benefiting from all this stuff, but it is a little bit different than I think where working class leaders used to come from.
Look, let's use a sports metaphor that I hate, but I love for this context. He's special. He's got intangibles.
He's the people's mayor at this point.
He's got that it.
Right?
I wrote about him in the Donald Trump kayfabe piece I wrote for Current Affairs a few months back. That he's kind of the antidote for what we see with Donald Trump and kayfabe. Mac, I know he's
Jalen Brunson. Rick Brunson. Rick Brunson was obviously an NBA player, but we don't think of Jalen Brunson as being some nepo baby who had all sorts of privilege. I bet Rick Brunson over the course of his career probably earned as much as a corporate lawyer. Every year of his career, not anymore. So firmly upper middle class, enough time to train, enough time to pick up things from his father. But he's known as this underdog, undersized people's champion,
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. With Mamdani, this is the United States. This is one of the most deeply racist nations you're going to have, right? And you're going to find someone who loves the people's mayor in every single state and territory in the United States. There's at least one.
Yeah.
He's got fans in American Samoa. He's got fans in the American Virgin Islands, right? And Jason, I think you hit the nail on the head there. He is the yin to Trump's yang, right? He's different in a positive way, right? And he's doing things and striking chords with people that honestly, America's pretty politically apathetic anyway, right? They'll be like, I love MAGA. Did you vote? Nah, not since 1984. Haven't filled out a ballot, right? It's just it's the nature of honestly, I would like to see the United States go the route of Luxembourg, which it's a crime if you don't vote. If you're able, get your ass up. You're disabled, not a problem. We have public transportation to get you to your polling site so you can fill out a ballot, right? I think that would be better. We would be better off if more people were involved in the political process. But Jason, Bhaskar, Jason knows me for a long time. I don't think, Mayor Mamdani is left enough, but he is literally the best thing to happen to the American left. I wouldn't even just go in a generation, and probably two, because our kind of our milieu went away, probably after World War II, I'd say. Did we have high rates of unionism? Sure. But our left movement just, You know,
Philip Randolph, Bayard Rustin, MLK. You know, I think it went away after 72, but I think we had a run.
Oof! I'm rereading for the third time to prepare for the show tomorrow. Cedric Johnson's From Revolutionaries to Race Leaders, and 72 is such a pivotal year. When people say they want a qualified candidate, are they often describing professional credentials rather than lived experience, Bhaskar?
Yeah, I mean, I think when they say they want a qualified candidate, they're often talking about someone who I think the way I put in the piece kind of wanted to be president since they were in middle school, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, with Pete Buttigieg, I keep bringing up Pete Buttigieg. I actually think he's like, out of all these neoliberal Democrats, almost like the most likable, because you could like see that he's trying really hard. You can see that he's like trying hard to be a competent administrator. I don't even know how he actually did in the Department of Transportation. It seemed like everything was breaking, but I have a gut feeling it wasn't his fault, you know. But you could see him trying to do that. You could see him trying really hard to be likable. You could see him really trying hard to not piss anyone off. And then they're like, all right, at least it's a little bit different than Harris or Clinton or these people who kind of were like I deserve this. You know what I mean? Like these peasants aren't voting for me, but I deserve this. So I give him a little bit of credit. But he's clearly someone who thought about being president and crafted every single move with this in mind. But again, when we think about recruitment, I guess part of it is it doesn't even need to be a conscious effort. Oh, I only want upper middle class and richer people to run for office. Oh, I really trust lawyers as the main constituency for Democratic Party office holders. It just sort of, if you don't actively recruit, if you don't actively try to find funds for candidates, if you don't put people out there, then it's going to gravitate towards a layer of professionals. There's also, I mean, if we want to think about it, I imagine a lot of big capitalists in their prime earning years are just going to keep doing what they're doing, you know, exploiting the planet. Whereas you could imagine someone getting burnt out of a corporate law job and just saying, all right, I'm going from, you know, whatever, I was going to make up a corporation name on the top of my head, but I'm like, this is I'm gonna end up saying something fucked up, you know.
You can say something fucked up here. This is literally the night to say all the horrible things.
Yeah, but you know, I feel like that is the default, and you need alternative mechanisms, and this is why like the Osborne has his working class heroes fund. I mentioned some of the recruitment efforts done, not a particularly radical organization, but the New Jersey AFL-CIO. And also, for what it's worth, like the effort by guys like Morris Katz to recruit Platner, I think better than the alternative. Like, where would we have been if they didn't do that effort? We would have ended up with a really bad centrist Democrat as our best hope to flip the Senate, instead of like in making this race about the future of the Democratic Party. The future of Medicare for all is a major demand for the party, and so on. And I also think, just like there's people like Neera Tanden looking to take like horrific accusation and use this to score political points, there's also, I have no relationship to Katz either. I think ran into him 2 or 3 times, you know, said hello, but like you could just tell that because he's in his 20s and because he's a well-known political figure, because he's you know, he's like Suge Knight said of Diddy, you know, he's in the videos, you know, he's
all in the videos,
all in the videos. You know, because he's there, there's a lot of people gunning for him, and again, they're using this accusation you know, just to score points and to try to, you know, bring him down and to bring the whole project down, instead of saying, hey, listen, this candidate has to go because there's this accusation that he's been unable to, like, you know, convincingly respond to, which obviously did happen. So I'm not offering like a a defense of Platner should have stayed in or whatever. I think the outcome that came out of this was a fine one, but you could just tell that all the vultures were kind of, circling around when this happened.
Mac, you want to add something to that?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the crazy thing, isn't it, Bhaskar? Is like you had centrist Democrats that were literally going, "See, this is what happens when you let these DSA wackos or these lefty wackos into the party," And like for me, I'm just like, dude, you're running the same gerontocracy that the Republicans are, right? We don't need any more of these old heads. Stop recycling these people, because it's like, dude, you're part of a generation that got yours, pulled the ladder up, and then laughed at us when we were all scrambling over top of each other to try to get up there too. But Bhaskar, I love this line in the article, right? Say what you will, but the establishment vets candidates. The Center for American Progress president Neera Tanden wrote as the allegations broke. The Atlantic mocked the beer test that elevated Platner and noted that the movement behind him prized an intensity of commitment over a mastery of policy detail, which I think is hilarious, right? Because, dude, Democrats, your policy hasn't changed at all in forever. Mm-hmm. So what is there to master? You literally just go out there.
Their policy. Their policy is being written by lawyers and lobbyists. It's all ludicrous on the face of it. That's what politicians do. It's this sort of vision that, whatever, they're all like a bunch of Elizabeth Warrens who go from academia to lecturing America, and I actually agree with half the things she's saying, but you know what I mean. This sort of professorial model applies to like a handful of these people. It's not the norm, and politics is actually more important than policy because policy flows from politics. It's downstream, from actually building movements and class power to make things possible. Like I have no doubt that there are members of the Senate who know much more details about healthcare policy than Bernie Sanders. But guess what? Bernie's right. And he just has to say the same 6 words over and over again, like no other industrial nation, Medicare for all.
I mean, it's interesting. We talk about these left pedigree people like Zoran. Does it skip a generation when it comes to Buttigieg and Kamala Harris?
Or
are they of a? Let me add this: are those two of a certain era? I really think, especially with Kamala Harris, and this isn't to run some sort of defense of her, but she's just of a certain era where, when I think of Kamala Harris, I always think you would have been a character on A Different World that was a positive character, right? You're this black lawyer lady that wants to do good by locking up the bad people. It feels like they come from, I know Buttigieg is a little younger, but he's not that much younger, of a certain era of like professionalism over ethics. And I think ethics might be winning out more now.
And also got pessimism. Like, in order to change the world, you need to play this long game. You need to be careful. You can't actually have bold politics, right? You're going to do things through the back door through help people. Like, if you actually hear the third way Democrats talk about why they're good, they'll say things like, listen, we're helping working class families, even if they don't know it, because look at child poverty reduction through things like the earned income tax credit, right? They always talk about these micro redistributions they're planning to do, where almost it's like, we're going to make this country better, but it's going to be through these little doses of medicine that people aren't going to know about. But in the meantime, we have to like play the game to do that. And it is a very depressing mode of politics, especially when the other side is out there just saying, white nationalism now, or whatever. The Republican Party is not pulling punches. The Democratic Party mainstream is doing this sort of like very tricky dance and making us like trust their secret intentions. And obviously at some level, a lot of us we're like, okay, Harris is probably deep down in her soul better on Israel Palestine than her peers, but there was no evidence of that. It was just vibes-based politics and, to some extent, identitarian politics that kind of led us there. Whereas, Republicans get to be honest and say what they want and talk about like the big, bold, plan to remake the country.
I also feel like Kamala Harris was drunk half of the times that she spoke. I feel very confident that she had a few pops in her.
she's like before she goes on, she's like, you, but whatever your name is, you. Did you get my special coffee?
No, and she throws it in his face.
During the debate, it was just so clear to people that we just kind of forgot about it because it was too rude to mention. But yeah, I don't know.
She seemed a little. Everybody gets health care in prison. You get a sex change, and you get a sex change.
Listen. Okay, this big orange idiot over here.
Wait.
Do not come.
Remember this?
Yeah.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
What are you talking about? I already did that 3 times.
Yeah, that's only for special occasions. Back to more serious matters. Have financial barriers to running for office made a certain kind of candidate almost impossible today? As you mentioned in your piece, they're incredibly expensive. Is the biggest obstacle facing a working class candidate no longer voter prejudice, but simply the fact that they can't afford to take years away from earning a living to attempt to run for office?
Yeah, I think it's, if anything, voters, at least some of the polling that we did, some of the studies through the Center for Working Class Politics showed that working class professions are actually preferred over professions like lawyers as far as who the type of candidate that people want to see. So again, the question is like, how do we make it more viable for people to run? Well, I think that's where organizations like the Democratic Socialists of America come in, because you already at that point have a base of volunteers. You have a ideology, you have a program, you have everything ready to go for you. Or if you're being recruited and you're running as kind of a broader, more like left populist candidate, you have a lot of that stuff there. You have something, you have the earned media there being part of a wider movement, a wider current. So you're not just this upstart candidate that needs to give you a narrative from start to finish that starts in their childhood and ends with why they want to be in Congress, but rather like they're part of a movement. They were inspired by Bernie. Their rent's too damn high, and they believe in Medicare for all. And they're endorsed by DSA or they're endorsed by Bernie as an individual, or they're part of this wider current. And I think that's the most important thing, because we're not running as individuals. We're running as part of a movement. Obviously, we need to more actively recruit certain groups of people, like manual workers. We need to actively recruit people in more rural districts. Obviously, the left at various points will be like, oh, wow, our candidates are too white. We need to recruit more non-white candidates. But then you end up with a slate of people who are entirely black and brown, but all have advanced degrees. Yeah. And to me, that is, not a strange form of representation.
Yeah. That becomes kind of the hammer that is bludgeoned against the DSA, especially during Zoran's run, was that it was the gentrifying class that was voting for him. DSA, is pretty white. I don't think there's any denying that. But it's also an organization that's not that large. I think it's got up to about 120,000 right now. About 120,000 members. Am I right? Which is bigger than it was during the kind of the height of the Bernie moment. How do you feel as, of course, you're not the face per se of DSA, but when people think DSA, they think, maybe of your magazine. You just got named in the Trump administration's 100-page treatise on Cuba and how Cuba has infected the left. I read maybe about a quarter of it today.
Oh man, you know what I did? What I was doing as I was reading that, I was on my way to interview a Cuban government official. It's just random. I'm like, shit, they got me here. You know, this is indeed how I spend my time. You know, but I like the part when they're like, hey, listen, these guys aren't actually getting any money or resources or any direct support from Cuba. They're just doing it for the hell of it, you know? And I'm like, oh, wow, you both let us off the hook, and that's actually accurate. You know, there's like, we are true believers. We, there's no, Moscow, gold, or anything like that. But okay, so first of all, on the diversity thing, I think the most important thing to think about when we think about where DSA needs to go as an organization is its lack of class rootedness. DSA, I think, does have plenty of working class members, but the working class members are drawn disproportionately from white collar workers like nurses, like teachers. And these people come from all races and backgrounds, but these are workers that generally have 4-year college degrees, who have a certain level of credentialization, who have had their worldview shaped in part through the experiences in college and activism in college. And just generally, I'm not saying that education is synonymous with class, but obviously they're formed in this sort of environment. Then I guess the race question to me is secondary to the question of DSA's social roots. Because if DSA was more rooted in working class communities, then it would be a more diverse organization. But it would also be an organization that would have a lot more manual workers, a lot more, white workers who work in the building trades and stuff like that. It would also be an organization that kind of like felt a little bit different culturally and things like that. And also, incidentally, I think it would be a far more diverse organization. But I think over time, the demographics of the DSA is changing, and it is improving in the sense of getting less white, but it's improving in this superficial direction, because while it improves, it's not necessarily deepening its social roots, which is easier said than done, because we live in a society that's become so hollowed out and so depoliticized. It's very hard to convince someone, even someone who would vote for your candidate, that they actually should become involved in an organization. Then it becomes this chicken or the egg scenario where, let's say my godmother is very credentialized. She's a nurse, grew up in Jamaica, big fan of Manly, definitely would vote for Zoran Mamdani, but I couldn't get her to DSA meeting without, explaining some of the context, because like the meetings are kind of procedural, where we're going through the agenda, we're talking about like what we're going to do next, we're assigning different working groups. It doesn't really have like the fire and brimstone and the moral appeals and stuff like that from the old like Manlyite meetings that she remembers in Jamaica in the early 80s, right? And what does a meeting feel like when the meeting is like a little bit closer to like a gathering among friends, or a church sermon or something like that? It's more like mobilizational rather than feeling like Model UN, right? And I don't really know the answer. DSA is a super democratic organization, so I'm not saying our meetings should be just about propagandizing. But if you're around the organization, you will feel the race thing a lot less, I think, depending on where you are. At least New York, I would guess, we have a really diverse chapter in New York in that sense, but you would definitely feel like you're only talking to a certain layer of people who disproportionately all have at least 4-year degrees.
Do you think your DSA chapter can beat an all-star manosphere team on a 3-on-3 basketball game?
You know, New York City DSA is so big. There's some real hoopers. We got some people. I can name. I don't know if they want to be named or what their day jobs are, but I know at least one active member of DSA who played some JUCO. You know, definitely can ball. The only way I play basketball is I'm good in fives when I could run to the corner because I could shoot. Basketball was like golf. Honestly, if basketball was like golf, I would be an all-timer. Because if I'm there and I can tee it up, I can look for the seams, and I take like a good 5 seconds, I'm like a 60% knockdown shooter. I'm just 5'6", and I can only get like 4 of those shots up per game, and if you miss the first couple, they don't give you the ball back, I call my own shot though, I do the Lou Williams thing where I do the heat check after I make one, but I'm 1 for 1, then it's a heat check from half court, but no, there's others, there's some people who could ball in NYCDSA, but it's a little bit more of the soccer playing crowd than the proper basketball school.
Mac, can your PSL chapter can you take on the manosphere?
The chapter I'm working with in Fayetteville? Absolutely not. There's only like 9 of us. There's not a lot to pick from right now.
There's no XD1 guys.
No. I mean, Bhaskar, you just got to go down to Rucker Park, man. Start talking about some redistribution stuff and see who bites, and then let's get out on the court.
You say that as a joke, but also like a lot of what has worked for DSA is during election campaigns. It's like an excuse where you can knock on people's door and talk about politics. That's one of the advantages of running in these campaigns, and we need to find a way to do it between campaigns, right? Of just like maybe not knocking on the doors, but kind of just being around, being a presence in society, saying, "Oh, hey, we're the mayor's people." I'm sure they wouldn't like this, we want to have these like meetings where we talk to people about like the cost of living crisis, affordability agenda, these sort of like consultative listening things, and also even beyond that, like it's often dismissed as like a fringe sort of thing from the old sort of Maoist-y new left, but like serve the people programs, I think, is an important and useful thing to do. If you have a bunch of young recruits, you politicized social service, I should say, I think has a role to play, and we shouldn't just be locked into this prism of elections and then carefully managed comms, like we're preparing for our next election, so we don't want to say anything too wild. We kind of I think should find productive avenues to do that kind of work too.
Yeah, I mean, the chapter I'm working with down here, Bhaskar, like where I'm at in North Carolina, they're trying to, well, I shouldn't say trying to, the city council behind closed doors changed zoning law in order to build data centers. And the PSL chapter down here has kind of been out front and working with other groups that are local to Fayetteville to kind of fight back against that. So they pushed through a 6-month moratorium. But there's a big meeting on the 1st where I think the city council is going to essentially just say, well, we already contracted to have it built. But yeah, like I think that's a good point, as we need to stay out there, for lack of a better term, doing the social services part, to kind of let people know what we're about. It's not just getting our candidates out and going door to door and working on, like essentially public relations stuff, but like in addition to running these good candidates, we do this in your locale, and it's I think we're going to make more hay doing that than it is just running candidates every couple of years.
I mean, we talk about this all the time on this show, especially because it's only a sports show, is that more little league coaches and shit like that, socialist leagues. I don't know if you have to say socialists out in front of the league, because that might be.
Oh, no. Just it's the People's League. That was my
league. Yeah, the People's
there you
League.
go.
The People's baseball league. Are you guys doing stuff like that in New York as well, Bhaskar? Or is that harder?
Yeah, I
to
mean,
do?
there are there's like like soccer leagues and things like that, but the people, as far as I could tell, who play there are often like the extended network of the left, like friends of friends or whatever. I'm not sure how much. It's still a fun time for people, but I'm not sure how deep that's penetrating when it comes to like the baseball. We were just totally screwed, man. I was so bad at baseball. Baseball's a hard sport. I love baseball. I love watching baseball, and I played up to like the 8th grade because I was short, and my coach would just tell me, crowd the plate and duck real
And you'll get
small.
walked.
My on base, yeah, I was, an early sabermetrics guy. I would just get hit by the pitch. I would walk. At least I could field, because I feel like if someone sees you strike out 3 times and get hit by a pitch once, they're probably like, he's having a tough game. But if they see you mess up in the field, they're like, this guy sucks. At least I was decent in the field, but I was, not good. I had a friend, a close friend, who was very good at baseball. He got drafted in, I think, like the 16th or 17th round, so not that bad. He was a pitcher, and his dad was an anesthesiologist, but his dad was Dominican. So in his like narrative, I won't mention who this is, people could probably look it up, but in his like narrative of like describing, I was flamed out in the minor league, Dominican baseball player. I'm like, yeah, technically all those things are accurate, but you grew up in Westchester and your dad was an anesthesiologist. Even just like playing catch with him when he was in high school, and he was by then throwing like 91, 92, and that sting of like catching a ball. Thrown really hard. It was a good feeling, and that was the pinnacle of my baseball achievement, was just like trying to catch him without a cup and surviving.
I mean, we talk about like community building a lot here through athletics, and I feel like that's I don't know if you feel the same way, but it feels like it's such a stone left unturned when it comes to trying to campaign because maybe people don't like sports, don't play sports. I don't know, but it works on the right so well.
Well, we have to accept sports on their own terms, which is like within rules, like rule following brutal competition, right? There's no lefty sports that doesn't accept that this is like competition, not cooperation, but like the endeavor relies on us like following rules, therefore it's also cooperation. So we can't inject the leftiness before the fact.
So you think the reason why we don't have a lot of these like left leagues is because no one wants to say, hey, sorry, your kid's not going to play, he's trash, Howard, your son is trash?
I have a somewhat, only for me, contrarian zag, which is like I'm big participation trophy thing, because I think the whole point is like everyone you get the trophy for like following the rules, but ultimately, I mean, you if it's a final game of the season, like I should have been benched. They up until like the 7th or 8th grade, unless you're playing on the travel teams, you don't actually go like 1 through 9 in the order. You go like 1 through like 13 or 14, and I would always like bat 11th. I'm like, no, man, like save me the embarrassment, But to go 1 through 9 when the game matters, But no, I think participation trophies are important. My hottest take is that I'm only for one exception. Barry Bonds should be the only steroid user in the Hall of Fame, and then everyone else should be out of there. It should just be the Barry Bonds exception, because the main thing is you follow the rules, except he just knew there was an extra echelon of human greatness to get to, so he sacrificed his body.
Look, we could do a whole other show, and I'm kind of preparing to do a whole other show about the future of athletics, and I don't think the enhanced games was supposed to be some sort of thing where you're going to see these great records broken. I think it was more to show older athletes performing at an elite level and advertise products. That being said, I don't know what Tom Brady was taking to play quarterback at such a high level at, what did he retire? He was 45 when he retired?
Whoa. He just stuck to the TB12 method. Okay, that's all he did.
Flexibility. That's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Peptides.
Yeah. So stop.
He had
stop
real peptides.
Stop besmirching All right.
Well,
Tom
you
Brady.
know, look, I have a Bobby Bonds card behind me, Barry's dad. I'm a Giants fan, so those were phenomenal years for me. And you're playing against juiced out pitchers as well. So we had the enhanced games in the late 90s and 2000s, and that's when baseball fucking rocks.
I mean, this is what kind of kills me about the whole steroid thing, right? Like we can sit here and talk about rules, right? Did you disqualify any of the players that were on amphetamines from like the 70s into the mid 80s? Right? I hate to say this, but doing a couple bumps in between games of a doubleheader, probably a performance enhancer. Just saying. I'm just saying, you know, those games were long.
Those batting averages were low, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, Jim, you all right out there? I saw 3 balls coming at me. I just swung it, hoping I got one of them.
What's the pitcher named Doc Ellis?
Yeah.
That, pitched the no-hitter on LSD, but he walked like 4 or 5 dudes, hit a couple. Still hard.
Yeah. But like it was like, let's face it, baseball, it's kind of on an uptick now. Like the pitch clock is actually a phenomenal addition to the game.
Yeah.
Okay. The ghost runner's actually working for extra innings, which I think is very smart. But like when you get into, especially after the strike in 94, right? And you lose an entire season.
Yeah.
Dude, that juiced out home run chase, though, that brought people back. That got people excited. And then you have Barry, even though his hat size grew about 13 sizes in between Pittsburgh and San Francisco, him chasing the home run record, him putting up the most insane on base percentages because they were like, well, he could still hit the ball pretty well. We'll just walk him. And then next time up, he just plants one into the fucking water again.
It was the greatest sports performance we've ever seen, the greatest individual sports performance in history. And I think just because the league was so juiced, the fact that he was that much better than everyone else, I think I make the exception there. I do think overall the era was bad. I think the McGuire Sosa thing was bad for the sport. I think also the fact that like guys like A-Rod who could have had and should have had Hall of Fame careers without steroids, feeling the whatever, he's a narcissist and the pressure and whatever it was. But I think steroids kind of ruined A-Rod being what he should have been, which is like the greatest infielder since Honus Wagner. The
fair
whatever. I think a lot more guys were destroyed by it than helped. But when it comes to Bonds, it just showed that it showed us something we'll never see again. Right, a player that good and that dominant. Even like Judge at his very best when he's on when he's on his 2-3 week period, you kind of see the glimmer of like, oh, this was like Bonds for the entire season. Like all.
You know what you don't see though? You know what you don't see? Let's walk him with the bases loaded at the bottom of the ninth. He's not beating me with his bat tonight.
Yeah.
To see him do that so many times in a season, I don't remember how many times he did that season, but he did it enough where you got to shake your head and go, when am I ever going to see this again? Because as much as I enjoy watching Shohei Ohtani, and I know they've switched up the way batters are oriented, right? Shohei leads off. For my money, and I know we're deviating a little bit, but that's okay. For my money, as a 48-year-old man that is a massive Giants fan and Barry Bonds fan, Shohei Ohtani, and this hurts to say because he's a fucking Dodger. He might be the greatest baseball player I've ever seen because I've never seen a motherfucker pitch like that before.
Yeah, he's the greatest when you count both ends, but Bonds is the greatest hitter, right?
By far.
And I think that like right now with Judge, you're seeing like the limits of like one great player on a team that's like very good with how baseball's developing. But I've gone now to the point where I'm back to watching 3 innings per series. Like that's about how much baseball I could fit into my life. 3 innings per series. That's it.
It depends on the game. I guess my team has not been good, and then now with all the homophobia on the, it's like Jesus fucking Christ. If Will Clark wasn't, tripping out about being in San Francisco, what the hell is your guys' problem? It also speaks to like a hyper political era that we live in now, that all the racists of yore, like, you're going to tell me that there weren't racists in the 80s that played fucking baseball back when people were still fat and chewed tobacco? Give me a break.
Yeah, when half the players in the league looked like John Crook.
Yeah. You're gonna tell me John Krug didn't have any funny N-word jokes when you came to first base? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask this last serious question before you go, and thank you for taking the time to hang out with us. Do you think the left has unintentionally adopted certain meritocratic assumptions about leadership, that the best representatives are those that have elite educational credentials? Is that kind of the one thing that has been taken away from maybe the Platner fiasco, is that, we need more professionals in these positions?
It's not just the left, it's the Democratic Party of the whole. It's just a lot of the world in general has become like HRified, right? Where obviously, I believe in the level of like not being harassed, not being discriminated, like that level of is fine. But when it comes to every single candidate having to seem like they're kind of cookie cutters or speaking from the script, or like not going off the cuff, I think that's, in that world, you could see some of the appeal for Donald Trump's weave, right? For his like insane ramblings. And then you're just wondering like, okay, obviously we don't want a left that has people that are as like dishonorable as Donald Trump, right? This bad guy, right? At every level, he's not even, and he's a narcissist, is in part why he's able to ignore every trend in the world and kind of be his own person, because there's only one person in his world. But I think just sort of allowing people that are willing to kind of speak their mind and go off the cuff, I think is important, as long as you trust that those people have a sufficient level of politicization. I think there's a sort of populism that says, oh, you could pick any man or woman off the street and they'll be ready to go. They'll be better than your average person in Washington. That's basically right. And I think there's a lot that one can intuit from the world, from being working class, from being exploited in the workplaces, from seeing how unequal the distribution is in a capitalist society, and so on. But there is a level of like rigor that we would want, like the Graham Platner working class hero type, persona, the real version of him, not like the fail son, whatever he turned out to be in reality, where actually you want him to have to read some Marx, you want him to have to grapple with ideas. You want him to have to like engage with the world with a degree of rigor. And I think back, I wasn't there, but there's stories about like Welsh miners in the 1890s and the 1910s being buried, instead of being buried with their Bibles, like their fathers and grandfathers, they're buried with a copy of the Communist Manifesto. And if you just actually think about who were the people reading Marxist works, who were the people inspired by it, it was ordinary workers before Marxism kind of got stuck in academia, right? Like this is who the work was for, right? It was workers of the world unite, and it wasn't meant for full-time scholars. There was this sort of whole tradition of worker intellectuals that are still obviously around, but I think we should be wary of a simplistic populism that just says that we shouldn't expect our politician, our organically working class politician, to grapple with ideas and grapple with the structure of the world, or grapple with socialism, because basically these ideas belong to those people, the oppressed and exploited of the world. And in many ways, to the extent the socialist movement has a lot of people from more elite backgrounds, like all the better that they're morally convicted and drawn to these ideas, but they're just kind of keeping the seat warm for them.
Before you go, I have to ask you this. You recently wrote an article calling on AOC to run for president. Do you think she read it? And do you think she's going to run in 2028?
Well, I tagged her, so if she's a millennial like the rest of us, and I'm sure she'll read it eventually, right? I'm sure you try to tune things out, but yeah, who doesn't check the mentions eventually, right? So my view with AOC is that AOC right now suffers from the same problem as the rest of the Democratic Party, the same problem as a lot of Democratic socialists, in that her base is in deep blue districts. What she needs to do is she needs to try to broaden that base. She needs to try to speak to people in all 50 states. She needs to try to, I think, kind of do what she's been doing with Bernie, which is kind of this sort of listening tour, rallying in areas that people don't expect to her to be. And she needs to develop something that sounds like organic, like demands that sound organic, demands that kind of come from the people. Like I would love for her to like leave Congress and spend a year like traversing America and like doing like events and talking to people that she disagrees with and stuff like that. Some sort of like old school medieval monk pilgrimage or something like that, because I think she has the right ideas. I think she's been torn the whole time between wanting to be the next like progressive voice within the Democratic Party caucus, like the next like Nydia Velázquez type, and also torn between wanting to be like the more rebellious outsider in the House, like the next like early version of Bernie, right?
Yeah.
And I think there's still time for her to choose the latter, route and build a really compelling campaign, and better than the alternatives that I can think of.
Before you go, Bhaskar, I think this is safe enough for you to not lose any followers on social media or get hate mail. But I recently found a great conversation between Sean Hannity and Braden Peters, also known as Clavicular.
Oh God!
Did I send this to you, man?
Okay, I know he is. Yeah.
No.
Right.
This is Sean Hannity is explaining to this 22-year-old man how he will disarm a man with a gun with his bare hands.
Oh.
I know you don't know this, Bhaskar. Our very good friend Max spent quite a few years, over a decade, in the military.
Yeah.
And Sean Hannity, Mac, according to him, he can kick your ass, Mac.
Oh, you know what? I'm shaking in my little boots right now.
He can kick the shit, but only if you attack him with a firearm in close quarters.
Gotcha.
So enjoy.
Okay.
In a situation, guaranteed? No. If I'm dealing, I'd rather put it this way: close quarters. I'd rather deal with a firearm close quarters than I would a knife, especially somebody that knows how to use a knife. In other words, somebody puts a gun in my face, I'll strip it, break their finger, step back, and I'm gonna tap it, rack it, and I'm gonna rack it like this, and I'll have 4 over 3 against them. Or they put it at my forehead. Oh, no, okay, you got me. Boom, I'm gonna go like this, rip their hand down and their arm down and throw it into their chest, strip it, tap it, rack it, and I go, oh, you're laughing. Why?
I said it.
This is what I do. I train. But, I'm learning something as I do it, but it's also a passion, but there is pain associated with it.
Yeah.
And I've done it now for 15 straight years. And I said,
Wow.
15 years? Okay, I don't wish for anyone to be in this situation, but you know what I'm gonna say. Like you gotta hope that he gets to use his training at some point. No one gets hurt, but like 15 years. Imagine spending your life waiting for a moment that never comes.
No. Imagine the gassing that goes on in that training room. That dude has got Sean Hannity on 11 right now.
It's like that video with Steven Seagal that came out like a few years ago where he's just like, "Ugh," and like the person just kind of falls over. You know, that's Sean Hannity's training.
Wait, 15 years. Let's say he does it once a week. His instructor's probably charging him like $250 per week on the low side, right?
Bruh, you're Sean Hannity. You're going to some guy that's got all. I was a Green Beret.
Oh no, Jason, he's going to the Krav Maga guy, right?
That's Israeli. Oh yeah, he would.
Yeah, he's going to the Krav Maga guy. That's exactly where he's going.
So over the course of 15 years, that means this guy's probably cleared $300K off
easy.
Sean Hannity. Yeah,
easy.
Damn.
Gassing him up. Sean, I know for sure you could kill so many brown people, Sean. There's no way in the world a brown person stands a chance, man. You're the fucking Taliban Terminator. Taliban Terminator.
Wow.
Gassed him up, blood. He looked at that young man. You come at me thusly, and you grab my wrist like this. Sean Hannity.
Break that and walk away. Just walk away.
Mac, the amount of urine that would be in a puddle under Sean Hannity.
Oh God, his pants are soaked. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, somebody that actually knows how to handle a firearm, you know what you don't do if you're in close quarters? You don't get right on top of somebody. you keep distance, whether you have a pistol or a rifle, right? So you can use those things against whoever's in front of you. Right? You don't like do. Hey, Sean Hannity, I got a gun and like 3 inches away from you. No, you don't do that.
Sean fucking Hannity. Look, let's let Bhaskar, thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yes, thank you very much, man.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Have a very good rest of your evening, Bhaskar. Peace.
That was a good show, man. Like that, this was a good segment, right? Mm-hmm. Because like I think we need to have this discussion a little more often. And when we talk about getting these outsiders involved, and you brought up a good point, the price point. How do we get involved when it costs so much to campaign, right? The fact of the matter is we have to have, if we want this to happen more often with a higher output, you know what I mean? Like instead of running like 1, it's 10. We're going to have that sea change you and I have talked about at length, because this is going to involve completely rehauling how we do elections here. Yeah. I wish we did elections here the way they do in a lot of countries in Europe, where it's confined to the 6 weeks before the election. You can't campaign before that, right? And on top of that, we really need to get back into the kind of federalized system, right? Where, okay, Democrats, you get X amount of dollars, Republicans, you get the same amount, and that's what you have to run on. No more, all this fucking outside money. While, I mean, let's face it, Zoran raised a shit ton of money outside of New York City for his campaign.
Yeah.
Right. And that obviously helped him out. Right. But that needs to stop, and it's going to take a sea change, a massive cultural change for that to happen, as well as probably a lot of money spent in litigation trying to get, Citizens United overturned. So, but I mean, I would like to see, I mean, honestly, we live in a country of 350 million people.
Something like that.
It's literally impossible to just have 2 parties to represent everybody. We need 6 or 7, honestly. And on top of that, we have to also, I mean, down in my bones, we have to at least quadruple the size of the House. When the country started, our representatives only represented about 2,500 to 5,000 people. Now, on average, every representative represents about 100,000. That's not representation. You know,
Agreed.
I mean, fuck, the UK is a country of 25 million people, and the House of Commons has 725 members. Like,
are we going to get this? Do you think if we get more of these DSA candidates that we can, those will start floating the abolish the Senate, abolish ICE?
I mean, most likely. I mean, we don't need a Senate. There's absolutely zero need for the Senate, right? I truly believe that. Let's be honest. The Senate is a place where a lot of good bills just go to die.
Yeah.
Right. Because you have this very patrician, you know, kind of outlook. Like, I mean, let's face it, we can sit here and church it up and say, well, it was a way to maintain state equality. No, it wasn't. It was started because it was supposed to be an equivalent of the House of Lords. You know, like that's what it was. I mean, fuck, we didn't have direct election of senators until 1913. You know, and wow, that is some butt. You know,
so it says, but what about the parliamentarian?
Yeah, well, no.
What about the parliamentarian?
You know, but like expand the House, get rid of the Senate, and actually have a representative government, for crying out loud. And I know people be like, well, what about places that are losing population? Who gives a shit? Fucking let's throw 10 more fucking congressional seats out there. Let's do it.
Fuck you, Wisconsin.
Yeah. Eat shit, Wisconsin. Now, see, this woman I would get in trouble for. I'm not.
Oh, did I send this to you?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Wait. Wait.
You know, I mean, let's all just be honest here. Bruce Wayne would totally eat it like that too. He's so busy fighting crime, he forgot how to go down on his lady friends.
Yes, get rid of the Electoral College. Yes. Batman is going to town on that watermelon. He
is.
Yeah, literally and figuratively.
But yeah, I mean, we should get rid of the Electoral College, when we get down to it, why do police departments need, or any kind of law enforcement agency need a tactical unit? Let's be totally fucking honest here. They're not staffed with people coming right out of the Green Berets. They're fucking cops that just apply to do it, and they don't train that often.
Dude,
most of these fucking cops can barely operate the firearms that they're issued.
Yeah.
Right. And we're seeing more and more of them not just carrying a sidearm, they got a rifle and a shotgun in the trunk.
Did you see what happened today in Wisconsin? Did you see what happened today in Madison?
No.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And so no social media has taken it down. The cops, the man looked unarmed. He was on a bicycle. He was already down. They knocked him down.
Okay.
And he was trying to get up. No weapon. They shot him 3 times in the head.
What?
Yes.
Close range?
Yes. They knocked him down. He was on the ground. There's 3 cops, and he was, trying to get up, as people do when they get knocked down. They weren't even yelling out orders. It was just incoherent yelling, which is part of the thing now. We're going to give you contradictory orders. A lot of people don't remember, because sadly it happened during kind of the height of BLM and, only black people get killed by cops. When that white exterminator, remember him?
Mm-hmm.
That had a pellet gun, and he was shooting rats at some hotel.
Yeah.
And someone had reported there was a man there with a gun, and the cop was giving him contradictory orders, and then shot and murdered him.
Yeah.
And this wasn't even orders. This was, we've knocked you down. There's 3 of us. We should be able to do our jobs at this point. And someone pulled out their pistol. They almost shot their fellow officer. That's how quick and horrible it is. And I'm saying this to amplify your point about a lack of training. It is so us versus them.
Yeah.
With these cats.
I mean, have you noticed basic traffic stops now? Just basic stops. you're seeing more and more of them where there's 3 vehicles.
Mhm.
And because, you know, the population is so gunning for these fucking cops, they're all buddied up now. You don't have solo rides. So that's 6 cops for 1 person in a traffic stop. Right? If this person does get unruly, 6 of you can't put him down without going to your pistol? What kind of bitch are you? Like, straight up and down, you big fucking flapping vagina. You know, like, what the fuck? You know, I will never. Yes, exactly, user. I mean, that's another one. Firing just willy-nilly. Like, if I could, Jason, I would get my pistol out right now and show you that there are rear sight posts and a front sight post to help you aim said pistol.
Mhm.
It's not just, this isn't the fucking Wild West where you pull out a Colt 1848 and shoot from the hip, right? Like that doesn't exist anymore. You know, like it's disgusting that we have allowed basic beat cops to become this militarized, you know, occupation force.
But this is what gets you RoboCop. This is look, the future may not be RoboCop as a mechanized android cyborg man.
Yeah, remember there were organic pieces left that they put inside the giant robot body.
You know what? I watched the making of RoboCop, which is one of the best making ofs I've seen in a long time. I don't know what service it's on, but it's really, really good. The guys that wrote it talked about how they were trying to make a movie about labor in like Reagan's era. So they used police officers. So one of the themes in RoboCop is like the cops are striking, right?
Yes.
The labor union is weak against so RoboCop is this great movie to explain neoliberalism to people.
Mm-hmm.
And the private company Omnicorp owns the police station, or I think they're running the police station.
Yeah.
And they want to bring in, of course, the android. But what we're seeing is like, okay, well, why don't we bring in our own kind of people that only answer to us in private security?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to worry about city oversight. Fuck them.
Oh, dude, we saw it big time at Standing Rock. They were
literally, oh my
God, those like they had 3 teams, I believe, from that were deployed to Standing Rock that literally just left Iraq. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah,
yo, dude, just itching to shoot American citizens. You know, like it's insane. You know, and that's the crazy part is how so many people I've seen online are bitching about all those. I think they're brave souls that are tearing down flock cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you upset about that, dude? They're literally only being used by cops to spy on their exes, which has happened multiple times.
Foul.
In multiple departments.
Yes.
Right?
Or women that they she's hot. Let me find out where that's fucking frightening.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like we haven't had people do that before in the past that were a little murdery.
Yeah. You know, or, you know, it's like they're going to use this to track you. Just because you're a boomer and white and wear a red hat that says "Make America Great" doesn't mean they won't come after you, bro. Hate to tell you that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and it just with DFlock, which I think is a phenomenal group of people that are running that. They show where every flock camera, like in North Carolina, is at, and it's represented by this blue bubble. And guess what city's been just overtaken by flock cameras? Greensboro.
Really?
What does Greensboro have, Jason?
Negroes?
The largest HBCU in the country.
Is it?
Yes, North Carolina A&T is the largest by enrollment, right? And guess what happened today? No more polling stations at the university anymore.
Why?
Oh, because they were worried about, you know, people voting illegally. And obviously the nation's largest HBCU is leading all these fraudulent votes.
Are they? Do they have like stats to prove it?
No, they had nothing. Nothing.
Big idea. Can I just say something about voting illegally? I love that argument that it's like all the voter fraud. Who the fuck votes? We were joking about that earlier. This idea that there's all this fucking mustache twirling fucking voter fraud going on in states where Republicans lose is beyond ridiculous. When you can barely get, a third of the population that's of voting age to cast a ballot, and it's only the major elections. Like, please stop acting like there's all this, Get
this. In 2020, going into that election cycle, there were 10 cases of proven voter fraud, one of which was right outside where I went to college in Pembroke, North Carolina. And guess who conducted the fraud, Jason? The Republican candidate was having his aides go house to house in Pembroke with pre-filled out ballots to all the elderly people.
Just sign.
Guess who rolled over on him? His own son.
Word.
Is the one that brought this up to North Carolina election officials. Insane. And that's one of 10 recorded instances, right, of charges proffered and prosecuted voter fraud in the country in that election cycle. 8 of them were Republican candidates.
Again, if you think there's all these like liberals, if do you remember, it feels like 10 years ago where they had passed that reform to get formerly incarcerated people in Florida the right to vote, and people were losing their fucking mind. Like, well, what do you're going to let murderers and rapists vote? It's like, that's the only people that go to prison to you?
Yeah. Like, dude, those people aren't getting out of prison for a very long time under, let's face it, most murderers, they're not getting out of jail. If the
70s,
if the police department actually did their job and caught the rapist, they're going to go away for a while. But we all know that rarely happens. The people getting out are people like on pot charges, maybe felony assault.
I mean, you could beating the shit out of your kids or something. There's a lot more sex charges than people really know. But the point is, who do you think's voting, and why do you look at it like, well, you committed a crime, ergo you can't vote? It's like, it's just a vote, man. Quit acting like they're going to, touch a baby. It's okay.
Yeah.
Chill. For felony podcasting. Yes, that is.
Jason and I are guilty of it.
I'm guilty of it every time. Illegal alien voter rolls. Like, it's like you've never been around people that live undocumented. Their kids don't go to school at a certain point because they're terrified. It's like, oh,
dude. And see, this is the thing that kills me, especially like in the United States and the UK. I was actually watching a Guardian clip today, and they went to like this housing estate. Now, keep in mind, housing estates is subsidized housing, right? They're all over the UK. They go to this housing estate and they're asking, regular working class people. They probably voted for reform. Let's be honest. What do you think's driving up the housing costs here? Illegal immigration. Are you fucking kidding me? I know the laws are different, but illegal immigrants aren't eligible for any housing through the housing estate program in the UK. One, here, when you have people like, well, it's the illegals. No, they're not. I promise you, I used to deliver pizza for a living, right? And I kid you not, I delivered to this family every Friday night I worked. They would get like 3 of the 16-inch pies with like a 2-liter of Pepsi and like cheese sticks every Friday, like clockwork. There were 10 people living in a 2-bedroom house.
Yeah.
Right? They're not like, oh, we're just going to go move into this neighborhood and each one of us is going to get a home. No, that's not how the shit works.
No, but don't tell anybody that, right? It's just this silly idea about that happens because there's a flattening of a conversation about any sort of migration where it becomes about rules. Did you come here the right way? Are you here illegally? So because that becomes a conversation, people are really in the dark about what's happening, because most people believe that, well, law enforcement doesn't function illegally. Like, I know I speed. I know I ran that stop sign. I know I parked somewhere I wasn't supposed to park. Those are all
I know I
things
did a
that
rolling stop.
Yeah,
You
those are
know?
all things that I'm aware of doing. I don't like the inconvenience. But these people that are being picked up are on a list, right? There's all this technology that they keep telling us that they have. So there's got to be a list. And then you have to like explain to a post-literate society, an anti-intellectual society, okay, well, do you understand that these people are waiting for a hearing and they have asylum claims, or they had a status that allowed them to work in the United States, and that status got taken away instantaneously, and then they have a lawyer, and that lawyer is going to court for them, and while all this is playing out, they're being snatched up. And that's not everybody, but that's a lot of the people. And for years, you didn't see this because basically people just got turned away at the border. So those large numbers you saw, a lot of it was just people getting turned away. You didn't see these kinds of seek and, for the most part, destroy operations that you're seeing now. So now you're seeing a certain brutality, and it's serving two functions. Number one, for the people that voted for it, which now they regret it, most of them, job well done. It's served, like, it's three functions. There's a financial benefit to all of this incarceration. And also it's intimidation for a counter narrative that is, hey, this is brutal. Because that's just a moral play. Don't ever make it a moral play about brutality, even though look, anyone watching this show right now has probably seen video, or sadly maybe even seen some of this stuff happen. It's so fucking hurtful. And keep in mind, I live in the place where a lot of these people get dumped. So I do talk to people that, the after effect of this level of brutality.
It's not even just that. They're just like paying nations now to send people there that aren't even from there. Like, why are people from Central and South America, right? Now, keep in mind, we all know what the United States have done to almost every fucking nation, in Central and South America, right? Like, we all know America's like, hold on, let me put my dick in your Kool-Aid and overthrow your duly elected government to, impose this dictator on you, right? Why are Spanish-speaking peoples from this area of the world being sent to Kazakhstan? It's just, it's as dumb as the UK when Rishi Sunak was prime minister. That was like, oh, you know what we should do? Rwanda, hello. Would you be willing to take our immigrants that are waiting for us, asylum hearings and to be cleared? We don't want them here, but would you take them? And Rwanda was like, bet. £2 billion.
Yeah.
Oh, fine, that works. And they sent like 70 people there, and Rwanda still got a $2 billion check.
Not complaining at all.
No.
And you see why these far right regimes are loving all this shit, and it's becoming a global play. And I was talking to Professor Alex Herbert about this today, and he said the economy is so depressed. And there was actually, I can't remember which station did it. It was either Deutsche World or maybe even NPR or ProPublica. I can't remember, but it was a thing about farmers that are now out of work. And one of them was like, I had to go get a job with the government. And they go, what are you doing? And he dropped his head. He goes, I work for ICE. It's becoming this is the fear that we had when we talked about this last year. You don't want ICE to be a jobs program, which it is becoming, because once it's a jobs program, again, it's like private security. It's like, I don't know if you saw recently, there was, I want to say this was in the Bay Area at one of the tech conferences, and there were some protesters that got up and were yelling about, I think, Bezos. Yeah. Amazon. And
yeah, well, it was wasn't it the chief tech officer of?
Yeah, it wasn't Bezos. It was, sorry.
Yeah. It was like it was the chief tech officer of Amazon, right?
So you saw that same thing, and they
Yeah.
grabbed somewhat brutally grabbed the protesters and threw them out.
Yeah.
And you look at these security guards; they don't look like anyone in the room, and they have one function, and that's to do a good job. So maybe they can get another gig.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a gig job.
Oh, dude, you'd be surprised. I've gotten contacted multiple times the last 3 months to start doing private security again, something I'll never do, ever. One, it's a shit job. And two, I just morally couldn't do it because I know exactly what would happen. I'd sign on the dotted line. I'd get hired by this company. I'd do a little bit of training, right? Because I am an older guy, right? They would check and see if I can fire a weapon proficiently. And they would be like, yeah, here's the CEO, the CFO, the COO of this corporation. You're going to babysit them. Fuck that. Never doing it again. No. I did it for like 4 months. I ended up not even somebody like a corporate somebody. It was a rich dude's kid. The money was good, but I worked 6 days a week and I was away from home. Like it's not fucking worth it. But they get a lot of these guys. I'm not even kidding, from like SWAT teams, from like TAC teams at the federal level, a lot of dudes coming off active duty that have like combat training. They're getting hired, and we're seeing more and more of them since Luigi. These people are terrified.
Yep.
Right. But I agree with you. Why is it federal law enforcement is becoming a jobs program? Because it's not just ICE. Right? It's CBP. It's essentially anything that falls under Homeland Security.
Because Homeland Security, more so than when it rolled out after 9/11, is being used as a battering ram against anything that resembles dissent. And we kind of joked about that piece about Cuba that came out from the U.S. government. There was this big, I'd call it the Antifa Summit, to say, the problem is the left. And keep in mind, again, I want to keep hammering this home. I wrote about this in the latest newsletter. It's not about an organization. It's about what's in your heart.
Yes. I mean, and that's the thing. When you have Stephen Miller, okay, the Gollum of the administration, just stroking his precious, and he's up front saying, like, literally, look at these people that are protesting. They don't look like normal people.
Yep.
Do you know who used to say shit just like that? A guy named Himmler talked about how the communists and the socialists and the other people that were actively against the Nazi party, they didn't look like they were German.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people will sit here and tell us, you guys are just paranoid. No, dude, they are running this from the playbook that Mussolini used, that Franco used, that Hitler used. It's the same thing. Page by page. Like, literally, you and I could sit down and be like, well, that's on page 4. Like it's the same thing, and it's not even just that, we gave up so much personal freedom after 9/11 with the passing of like the Patriot Act, with the creation of Homeland Security. People don't understand. Homeland Security was created from, I kid you not, 17,000 different departments that had no clear chain of command, no methods of command and control other than the Secretary of Homeland Security.
Damn.
So they are just sitting there, all these different things operating, right? Ultimately, they report to Mark Wayne Mullen. One, that hurts me to say. I don't trust a person who's got an extended combination of two names that don't go together as his first name.
And he tried to fight a union rep.
Yes, he tried to fight. Was it Fain or O'Brien? O'Brien. It was O'Brien. Yeah. And O'Brien's kind of turned out to be a colossal douche too. But that's what it is, right? Like, we are giving these guys the Gucciest of Gucci gear, right? Like, better shit than I had in an active, open combat zone with zero training. I think they only have to do like 3 weeks worth before they're put into the field. That's
And
insane
you
to
see
me.
it. You literally see it. I have a friend that called me the other day, a very good friend who was a prison guard for decades. And he's finally retired. He's a little bit older than me, and he finally retired. It was the only job he had since he was 19. And he picked up a gig delivering paint. And he was talking to me. I showed him the doom scroll thing, and he was giving me some shit. And we were talking about ICE. And he goes, some of my buddies would retire from the job and go work for ICE. Because it was an easy job. He was just driving people around. It was at first. And he said his buddy quit because he's like, they want me to actually do shit and it's fucked up and I don't dig it. And I'm out. The way it's functioning right now, it's punking people. The mask is off, literally. Remember they had the masks on in Minneapolis?
Oh, yeah.
And now they're walking up to you as you record them, and they're saying pretty much, what are you going to do about it? And then if you just keep your camera rolling and yell some insults, it's like, you're not going to do anything about it. So I'm going to take this person in front of you, and you're not going to do fuck all.
Yeah.
And it's functioning exactly the way they want it to. They want to scare everybody. Remember, Prairie Land wasn't about armed rebellion as much as it was about a book club protesting.
Yeah.
And if you're going after the book clubs,
Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you get? 70 years for a zine?
30.
You know, like
for moving
30.
a box. 30 for moving a box.
You know, which is insane, right? And it begs the argument, right? It begs the argument. The party that likes to bitch about free speech sure is using government to interfere with people's speech, which is a constitutional violation, right? So how has this not gotten in front of a court yet, right? And that leads us into a whole other
The FBI
background.
just stopped investigating.
Yeah,
because they found out they were lying too much.
Yeah. I mean, when you have like, this is what kills me about this whole thing, right? Is Trump, it just for years and years talked about how Biden weaponized the Department of Justice against his people, which, I mean, we've seen it. Absolute nonsense, right? And I'm actually saying something nice about Joe Biden, something I never thought I would do. Okay. But it's absolute nonsense. But he's doing it as we speak. He's using the Department of Justice and all the agencies underneath, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation, as well as, this is what really fucking pisses me off, federal intelligence agencies. Using that against, Antifa. Because, we all go to Antifa book club every Wednesday.
Yeah.
And plant our Antifa flag out front and talk about Antifa things. This is what happens when you trade security or you trade freedom for security, right?
The idea of security, yeah.
Yeah. Because this is way past, we have to make you take your shoes off to get on an airplane. You're actively using the tools of the state against citizens.
Dissidents.
I forgot.
Dissidents that convincing Americans in the 2000s that this was the greatest country in the world and that the reason why you had an attack on American soil was because of jealousy. That sentiment hasn't left political discourse, as political discourse has turned into ESPN The Ocho.
Yeah.
From the movie Dodgeball.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
That's where we are as a populace, and that's scary. That being said, let's watch young people be stupid.
Okay, not just young people, suburban white kids be stupid.
These are so I want to also stress another point. These kids are talking to each other in what some would describe as AAVE. If you want to know how I feel about AAVE, I wrote about 3,000 words on it. I really fucking hate it. I think it's ridiculous. But these kids seem very fluent in this language. And one of them is quite fluent in these hands.
Fuck back. Sit the fuck back on nothing. It's that easy, bro. It's that fucking easy. Sit your little bitch ass the fuck down, bro. Sit your little bitch ass the fuck down, bro. Sit your little bitch ass the fuck down, bro.
Oh, damn. God.
Yeah, that first one that hit, that kid, it's that scene from Infinity War where Hulk gets hit by the Ancient One, and you see Bruce Banner's spirit pops out. Yeah. He got sent into the astral realm.
He knocked the sonic coins out of that moment.
Yeah. You know what, Jason? This is probably like the bathroom at a private school, somewhere at a suburb in Connecticut.
I believe you, and just the way they were talking, boy, it's that easy. I'm like, what? Y'all, you know what? You always hear me say, rap didn't do. Rap did this. Rap did this. Fucking blame all rappers because rap got this dude's ass kicked. One more time.
Back. Sit the fuck back on nothing. It's that easy, bro. It's that fucking easy. Sit your little bitch ass the fuck down, bro. Sit your little bitch ass the fuck down, bro. Sit your little bitch ass the fuck down, bro. Oh.
God damn. It's
Prairie sent a super chat that says, I can speak Jai fluently. Mac, probably. Prairie, I can only do it on airplanes. And if you get that reference, you win a high five.
Where'd you say the astral plane? Where'd you say?
Yeah. That's where you just saw Braden's spirit leave his body and head to the astral plane.
When he gets hit, Mac, the first punch is the most sobering thing I've ever seen. Because when he gets to the first punch, he's like, oh, I could be doing my homework right now.
And then he realizes the dude that hit him has propped him up for another one. You know,
he's holding the back of his head so he can make sure he KOs his ass.
Yep.
Oh my God. That is a really
dude, he hit him right,
bad knockout.
Right on the button. I tell everybody, I don't give a shit how hard you are. If I hit you right there, you're going down, man. It's gonna happen.
Or you just realize, when he got hit, Mac, can someone do this video? Like when the first hit comes, you hear that narration. You're probably wondering how I got
here. Or you get our favorite singer that just
he knocked. Yeah. I was about to say that all the AAVE left his body.
He got home and he was like, Father, today I was bested in fisticuffs.
I feel it's been a fortnight since I've been home. What of mother?
I hope she is well. Has she? Have we found out? Is it tuberculosis? Oh.
He knocked that kid into good behavior. Someone said he started talking like a 30s gangster.
Yeah, see?
Father, I was accosted by a ruffian. Oh my God.
Father, I went to grab the musket, but you did not reload it after you fired your last volley. Son, what?
Wait, one more time. This is the last time. This is the last time, bro.
Sit the fuck back. Sit the fuck back on nothing. It's that easy, bro. It's that fucking easy. Sit your little bitch ass the fuck down, bro. Sit your little bitch ass the fuck down, bro. Sit your little bitch ass the fuck down, bro. Oh.
I mean, I shouldn't be laughing at child fights, but that warmed my heart because that other kid did not say a word. He just was like, I got something for you. And then, although, did you see after he grabbed the back of his head, he went in with the right and missed, and he hit the wall behind him. And you heard that, like, his hand is gonna hurt when he got home, you know. But he did a hell of a job. Hell of a job. That's an A+. That's an A+ knockout.
Someone said, "Pow!" right in the kiss.
I like Connor's dude woke up in Carthage. Like he's like, who's Hannibal? What?
Dude, oh my God. I saw this video and I couldn't stop laughing.
The niggas I gotta deal with now. Them niggas, they go to these churches, these house shop, them niggas, these Obama niggas. these niggas that love that trash called Obama. Obama first black president. Obama first black president. Obama. We have black president. We don't pay our gas bill no more. We don't buy gas for no car. Obama first black president. We got a black president. Damn. Niggas!
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, Jason. I thought I had seen damn near everything I was gonna see in my life. Never thought I'd ever see a preacher at an AME church start dropping N-words and just wow.
The fucking frustration level is at a 15 out
yeah.
of 10. Newey says,
wow.
Not forget his meds again. Someone says you gotta have warning up. By the way, if you are new to this channel, welcome.
Yes. Yes.
Don't listen to this without headphones.
Definitely. Listen, just if you're new here, I'm going to give you the quick boilerplate, disclaimer.
Someone says, Jason, what are you guys watching? I just went from watching a debate on breaking points about DSA, and I come here.
Yeah. Sorry, Phil. But if you're new here, we have our topic, which we did a great job today. I thought Jason did ask phenomenal questions. Bhaskar just knocked it out of the park, I think. And then towards the end of the episode, it's time for you to put the earbuds on or put the headphones on and then just get ready for shenanigans, right? And not the cute, cheeky kind. No. They can be like our preacher friend here.
Yeah.
Or it could be two white children bludgeoning each other in the bathroom.
This preacher, though, this is what I sounded like in my 20s yelling at my kids.
That's what you sounded like when someone brings up Doug Williams.
Oh, he's the first black quarterback. He's the first black. Douglas! I want to go to Colorado and find all the black people in Colorado of a certain age, because I feel like we would all sound like this pastor.
Just sitting there. Jason's got like his water. Everybody else has a drink. And he just texts me and it just says, now, Mac. And I just yelled, Doug Williams, and just the whole table explodes.
And and he like falls down like the flag. The Doug Williams holding the Super Bowl trophy, and the fucking second quarter with 35 points.
And like that's half of it, but the other half is him like this, where you see a Super Bowl ring. You know?
Oh. Yeah, it's gonna give me nigga. Lives. Prairie says TIR Beyond the Red Zone lives in post woke 2 world.
Yeah.
Someone asked someone, again, there's all these new people watching the show, and someone goes, they were watching the Fresh Hell with me and Kuba, and they're like, "Are these guys Democrats or Republicans?" And I just, nigga,
you just hit the soundboard. Oh no, my brother.
Like, I saw this clip and I couldn't stop laughing.
I mean, dude, that's really funny. I just wasn't prepped for. Like I said, I never thought I'd see a preacher just start dropping the N-word in the house of God.
Hang out with me and live a little, and you might.
Bro, he goes on that diatribe and is like, pass that fucking collection plate around. Shit.
This dude right here did that thing that you shouldn't do, where you ask for, like, you ain't gonna do nothing, and someone's like, I'll do something.
Knock me out. So what? For motherfucker, knock me out. Nigga, for motherfucker, don't leave it alone, nigga. Now what, nigga?
Oh my God.
Damn. Just folded him like a chair.
Knock me out. Don't do that.
No, all right.
Don't do that. I don't care how. Yeah, don't do that.
Bro, you are sitting down with your knees together. You don't say, knock me out. Because he's got all the leverage. He's standing up. Right? And that man did not strike me as like the Bruce Lee type that could just kind of like pivot and get out of the way.
He had his Sean Hannity. This is what happens when you go to Sean Hannity's
Sean Hannity combatives.
Man, you know fucking that's bring your pistol, bitch. Close quarters. The Sean Hannity training, dude. You do not, and he got knocked out ass up.
Oh, dude, yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, I hate to tell you this, dude, no one's going to help you up. They're just going to stick shit in your underwear while you're fucking bent over ass up.
I hope he came to relatively quickly after that.
Yeah, before that happens, he just wakes up and there's like sticks, like a newspaper.
What a horrible day that guy had. It's getting late, and I'm gonna go. Mac's gonna go, but I do want to go with an audiobook.
No, this one I almost died, dude. My son went to combatives.
No, I'm so sorry.
Went to combatives. My daughter was in her room, so I lucked out because I was just like, "What did Jason send me now?" Doop, doop, doop. Oh God. And I lucked out because like when it ends, Bailey comes around the corner and just gives me this look like I don't even want to know what you're listening to.
It's so. This is insanity. But the best comment on this is, what is the name of this book so I can avoid it?
They went out and bought 2 copies.
Yeah, dude. This audiobook, insane. I double dog dare anyone to listen to this audiobook with their windows down.
My release was near when I heard her demand.
Caleb, eat my fucking ass until we both come.
I groaned in pleasure as she spread her ass, putting her asshole directly on my tongue and began bouncing. I feasted on her back door until I felt my nut rush to the tip and stopped eating her long enough to tell her to come catch all my nut on that pretty little face. She leaned forward and jacked all my nut on her face while her pussy squirted and creamed all over my release.
Kush said this is something I had never heard on Sublation. I'll say that much.
Oh my God. Prairie says, all I know is I'm playing this over the sound system at the gym tomorrow.
Just a bunch of dudes doing bench presses, like shooting loads into the air.
What's funny is when I first heard it, I was shocked, right? I was like, did the motherfucker say what I think he said? And I listened to it again, and then I did it just like that guy. I was like, exactly.
And at the end, just
yeah, sounds delectable.
Yeah, Jason's like, sounds like my Thursday night.
Coconut says it's a good thing I missed the bus.
You can go back and catch it though, Coconut. It's
Oh my God! Someone says those are romance novels in 2026.
Connor said, I imagine this is what 50 Shades of Grey was on about.
Yeah, someone says filthy. What is this called so I can stay away from it? And then someone responded, this is Enigma by C.M. Barnes. Now I feel guilty for knowing that immediately.
Wow, you just helped C.M. Barnes fucking make a couple sales. That's called class solidarity, my friend. Be proud of yourself.
So when some other person said, don't gatekeep men, where can I listen to this?
Oh man. See, the comments are typically where it's at, man, because there are so many funny people out there that I'm so insanely jealous of, because people are just like shit, and they just funny as shit in the comments. I love it.
Where do I get such disgusting? Where did you get such disgusting filth from so I can stay away from it? Actually, I want the complete details so I can boycott it.
This is filthy. Where can you find the unabridged version so I can burn a copy?
Like, insane. But I feel like a lot of us, if you listen to this again, you'll be like the dude in the video going, oh, yeah, exactly.
Did that last weekend, you know? She put it right on my nose, right on my tongue. I tongue punched her fart box until I...
The funny part is, if someone was to say that to me, my story sadly would have been a lot shorter. She said for me to eat her ass as we both came, and the excitement from hearing those words made me finish a little too early. And
the sperm left my body like a cannonball being shot from a smooth-bore cannon in the War of 1812. A large hole was left in the drywall.
That is literally what would happen. It would, yeah. I don't know.
Bay Planner did say, I think these were the lyrics to an old Trick Daddy song. So there's probably some truth to that. There's probably some truth to that. You know. And then she called me a rapscallion.
Nuri says, and another boner lost in the tally.
Yeah.
Francis goes, is this the champagne room? No, Francis, is free champagne.
This is the people's champagne. All right.
You know what? That's what we'll call this. I'll go cut it up, and 1 hour is serious, and the other hour is the people's champagne.
The people's champagne, man. We won the war. We've instituted socialism on our way to communism, and we have fountains that just spew champagne, and it's all for you, the people.
All for you. And just, before we go, just remember this. Just remember this one thing.
The niggas I got to deal with now. Them niggas, they go to these churches, these house shop, the niggas, these Obama niggas. these niggas that love that trash called Obama. Obama first black president. Obama first black president. Obama. We got black president. We don't pay our gas bill no more. We don't buy gas for no car. Obama first black president. We got a black president. Damn. Niggas.
That's Jason Sunday nights going into the new week of shows.
They want me to do a what?
Majority Report calls Jason to come back on. This is what he says.
Obama first black president. I've never met anyone that said we don't have to pay for gas.
Gas bills. Yeah, you don't have to pay the gas bill. Don't have to put gas in the car. I mean, I was alive, and granted, I was deployed for a couple years during the Obama presidency. I never got that memo that we didn't have to fill up our cars or pay the gas bill anymore.
No one did.
Oh,
I mean, I get the frustration, right? Everyone was acting like Obama was a savior. I get it. And this guy is not like he's a staunch leftist that was like, this is just Mitt Romney can. Like, that's not what he's. But
and the thing is, you notice nobody says a word, right? Even in Catholic churches, you'll hear people like, right? Nobody says a word. I can only imagine they're all just sitting there like, he said that?
Everybody's like,
There's like mothers covering up their kids' ears, just like, oh my god,
dude, it's pretty bad. I kind of want to go to that church.
I want to witness it, right? Like I want to see it.
Yeah.
Just to say I saw it, it's like, for me, it's like that gold wrapped like tomahawk steak. I want to see it. I want to see it made. Yeah. I'll never be able to afford it.
Never.
But I'd like to see how it's made.
To see, to see the process.
Yeah.
I might want to see how the sausage is made in the inward church, but
like to see the state of that collection plate after a sermon like this.
But I talk about this all the time with Donald Trump. It is these kinds of antics that people look at. Hey, he's honest, keeps it real, tells it like it is. You know what I don't want him to do? I don't want him to tell it like it is anymore. Have a little fucking tact. Have a little decorum.
Just a little bit.
You don't have to yell out the N-word. Like you're watching a fucking football game.
Yeah, like it's just like that dude. I don't know if you saw the video. He didn't stand for the national anthem at a Cubs game, and this old dude behind him said something
pissed
to him.
Me off.
Dude, I would have fucked him
up.
Dude, I would have buried that asshole. You hit me in the back of the head.
You fucking high?
Do you know what pissed me off even more? That dude stood up.
Kid fucking stood up. Yeah.
Fuck you, man. I don't give a shit if your feet hurt. There's no requirement that says I have to stand for that shit.
Fuck you, Pop. You got you beat up an old. Yeah, I beat the shit out of his old ass.
Oh, dude, he fucking got in my personal space and hit me. Yes, I fucking gladly knocked the dentures out of his fucking mouth. And then I took his fucking beer. I took his beer.
He was a war hero. Yeah, well, this is what happens when you try to relive that shit in your 60s.
Yeah, Pop just shuffled paper in Vietnam there, pal. Okay. Go pick up his teeth so he can get a hot dog later.
Yeah, he's probably the fucking war criminal. There you go. Piece of shit. Did you see? That shit pissed me? Did I send it to you, or did you see it on your own?
Oh no, I saw it on the news. Actually,
at the news.
Yeah, at the gym this morning.
Dude, he slapped his shit. So what we're talking about? I feel like I sent it to somebody. What we're talking about is there's a clip of it's the national anthem at a game. Is it a Texas game?
I can't. I thought it said Cubs, but I could be wrong. I just know it's a younger dude seated for the national anthem, and then Pop.
He's yelling at him. He's yelling at him. You got to stand. You got to stand. The kid's like, I'm not standing. And he's like, you got to stand. First of all, don't tell me what I have to do. You don't fucking know me.
Yeah. You're not my pop.
You're
like,
not my grandpa. I don't fucking know you like that. And you're yelling at me to do fuck. You can fuck all the way off.
Yeah, you can take those old saggy balls, throw them over your shoulder, and get the fuck out of here.
I would have tied his nuts in a knot. Fucking choked.
Oh, dude.
I was so mad. And he goes off. The kid can't be more than like 20 some years old. The kid, but we say kid, but he's a grown man. And he slaps him in the back of the head quite hard. And the person stands up because I think he looked over and saw it was an older man. The man's probably in his 60s, maybe early 70s. And there's this like, look, man, you know better. You know better than to do this. And you felt comfortable in doing this because no one's ever beat shit out of you, or you haven't gotten the shit kicked out of you in a long time.
Yeah, he hasn't gotten the shit kicked out of him since Ford was in office.
Like, dude, don't do that to people. You are really, because you want to go to that guy and be like, hey, an angel is on your side because you got the right one today.
Yep. Dude, I'm just saying, like, I can't tell you. I've had people like give me dirty looks because like I'll go to a Woodpeckers game. It's right here in an army town. I don't get up for that shit. I'm not standing for that shit.
Yeah.
It's a fucking song.
Play your fucking nationalist games.
Right?
I don't give a fuck. Chill out.
And then the people be like, it's kind of fucked up, man. I'm like, how? How's this fucked up?
What's fucked up? That person also fought for me to fucking sit. Trip off that.
Yeah, you can
trip off that.
You can just suck on these nuts if you think I'm fucking standing up.
Yeah, he got like, brother, you got so lucky. You got so lucky. Keep your hands to your fucking self.
Dude, and see, typically I'm of the mind where I'm not trying to start shit, right? Like I'm not trying to put my hands on people. Because I'd like to think I've grown out of that part of my life, right? And I keep seeing shit like this, right? Like I saw a customer today, Jason, throw an adult hissy fit because he couldn't get the exact car he wanted because we didn't have it anymore because it sold the day before.
Okay.
Why didn't you come in and get it, bro? Like,
Yeah.
And I'm talking stomping, yelling, got in the face of one of our sales managers. And I just happened to be up there because I got like 40 cars last night. So I'm trying to get everything stocked in so we can sell it, blah, 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 blah. Right. So this dude's easily like 5 or 6 inches taller than me, but same thing, probably late 50s, early 60s. And I'm like, bro, grow the fuck up. You wanted a Traverse, right? I've got 40 of them on the lot. Just go pick one. Literally. I was like, I'll take you out there and we can pick one for you. And he's like, I wanted this one. It was blacked out. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I was like, you are not going to come into this showroom and try and intimidate a woman who is much smaller than you because you didn't get your way. I was like, grow the fuck up.
Chill out, brother.
Right. And he's like, you know what? I want to talk to your manager. And the owner comes out and he's like, Mac, if you have to hit him, hit him. I was like,
wow.
Okay. Right. And he's like, I'm never coming back here. And I'm like, cool.
Like, that's fine. Everybody's going to live to see another day. Just
right.
You pick you know what? I love to listen to talk
dude,
radio.
And with that being said, dude, I am going to just start hitting a motherfucker now. Because we should not have to deal with this shit. It's like people are like, well, COVID kind of set us back sociologically. No, it didn't. No, it fucking didn't. Right? Because you and I came out of quarantine and we're not like stand up for the national anthem and then hitting motherfuckers. No, I don't
know what anyone's capable of. And my life works out real well when I don't try to start trouble with people. It's so much fun walking down the street and people are like, hey, Jay, how are you? You're so nice. Then, oh, fuck, here comes the asshole again. Like, that's not how you should want to live your life, through intimidation.
No. And like, I kind of have a face that says like, don't talk to me. And I like that, right? Like, if I don't know you, please don't talk to me. Like, I'm not interested, unless you look like that one chick with the green pants in the video you showed earlier. At that point, please let me talk to me.
I'm turning to Batman.
Yeah,
Just
just-
calling people on their phones at the theater. There's these rude things that people do, and you make a choice. And if you find that me sitting for a national anthem is so rude that you feel the need to put your hands on me, then you've crossed a certain line. And now we both have to cross these lines.
Yep.
And I know how far you're prepared to go because you hit me, but are you know what I mean? Now
Yeah.
I have to assume that you're ready to go all the way. And it's not going to be a good fight. It's not going to be a good fight. This isn't about disrespecting me and calling me a name. You could have called me all the names in the book with me sitting down watching the game.
You could have turned into that preacher. You could have turned into that preacher.
You could have been like that preacher. Nah! And I would be like, oh, another one. And I would have kept watching my fucking game. But you come on, man. Keep your hands to yourself. Just keep your hands to your fucking self.
Yes.
It's just that simple. It's just that simple. I'm going to walk away from a lot of fuck shit. Because it's not worth it. I can walk away, live to fight another day. But when you start hitting people upside the head, no, sir.
Yeah.
No.
But I'm at the point where I'm like, someone's gonna get the shit kicked out of them, right? Like there's no reason for people to act like, pop at the goddamn baseball stadium or this dickhead in the showroom. Or the one that really pisses me off is when you go to like a takeaway restaurant and it's fucking busy and your order got messed up. Keep in mind, the private equity that owns these places has stripped them down to the nuts and bolts. There's only 4 people working. They can barely keep up. And you're going to sit there and call them everything but their given name because you got a medium fry instead of a large fry. That, Jason, sends me into a rage that I have to fight to just not like rip the dude's head off, because it's usually a dude. Like we always get like the women on camera and recorded, but it's usually a dude that throws a fucking fit because they think they could be Billy Badass to this poor teenager that's just trying to make, their $9.50 an hour so they have some spending money over the summer, right? I just want to rip this guy's head off and then shit in his skull and then reattach it and continue to hit him. Right?
And they call him shit for brains?
Yes, exactly. Right? It is so frustrating to me that people think it's okay, because these are mostly children at this point. This is the summer. This is their summer gig. Yeah. You're going to be a grown-ass man that is probably wearing like a 9-line or a Vet Bro t-shirt, like, I open carry so people know I'm a dangerous man. No, you open carry because you probably have a fucking domestic violence charge on your record and you're not allowed to conceal carry. Okay? Right?
Damn, you're really hidden below the belt tonight. I'm going to sit back and sip my water out of this pink Princess Leia mug I got.
And these fucksticks want to be Billy Badass to a kid. Bro, no. Nope. I
don't care if it's a fucking 40-year-old lady. It's just, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
It's like fucking chill out, dude. Like
it's not fun. It's not fun. But again, it's like one of those pick your battle situations. If it's that bad, don't go back to that place, man. Took it home. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, dude. Like
the Cleveland shit.
That's right, Nuri. That's not right, man. I just like, I've had my order fucked up and I'll check it real quick and be like, yo, like, my sandwich is wrong. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't sweat it, dude. I see you're dealing with like 900 orders. Yeah. I can see the fucking display on your screen, man. I was like, it's not a big deal, right? As long as there's no mayonnaise involved, dude, you can fuck up my order. I'm fine. I hate mayonnaise. Don't put that shit on anything I eat, right?
I guess I learned a lesson about tartar sauce and mac, huh?
Oh, fuck no. I don't eat mayo. I don't eat ranch. I fucking hate fat-based condiments. They're disgusting, right? But like I'm just an easygoing dude, man. Like
Apparently
I gotta,
not, because you get aioli on that burger. This lights out for the chef.
Dude, someone's getting their ass whooped. It
Mac
could be
turns into that preacher.
That's right. Wolfgang Puck could be making my meal. You throw some fucking aioli on that, we're fighting. Because all that is fucking mayo with some hot sauce in it. Fuck you. It's not aioli, it's mayo. You made special sauce. Fuck you, dude.
Damn.
No, Prairie, I don't
piss
like
you
blue
off real
cheese.
quick. I just discovered this guy.
I thought you were gonna pull out a video that shows someone slathering a burger in mayo.
Oh man, no. I don't. That's
See me?
weird. No.
You'll see me run through the wall like Kool-Aid Man.
No.
Oh no.
Rep Brandon Gill out of Texas is a horrible man.
Is Mickey Mouse racist?
Mickey Mouse is not racist.
It's not racist. According to the Smithsonian Institution, one of your exhibits referenced Mickey Mouse as representing, quote, vestiges of longstanding traditions of blackface minstrelsy. Would you describe that as racist?
No, the historical trajectory of the origins of Mickey Mouse tied directly
So Mickey Mouse is rooted in racism. Is that your testimony?
No, sir, it's rooted in minstrelly.
Minstrelsy, and you don't think the blackface minstrelsy is racist?
It had certain obvious racial overtones that have been well documented.
You think that that's problematic, that Mickey Mouse also has those racial overtones?
It's not.
That would not be true. He's
Okay,
basically trying to.
he's talking to Dr. Hardig, who everybody, if you don't know who Dr. Hardig is, she's on the board of the goddamn Smithsonian.
Well, the Trump Smithsonian, right?
Yeah.
But the whole thing is he's basically trying to get her to say that, you know, if Mickey Mouse is racist.
Yeah.
He was like shitting on her. There's a whole questioning about the woke Smithsonian, right? Get rid of the wokeness. And they want to point out these contradictions. And the difficult thing about these conversations is it's just about ownership. And this is kind of what I've always hated about debate bro culture. It's just about being right. So I'm going to repeat what you said. I'm going to make you say the contradiction.
Yeah.
And he's like, so Mickey Mouse is rooted in racism. It's like, well, is that what you see when you see Mickey Mouse? We're talking about the history here. We're not talking about what people see when they see Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to say?
I see Mickey Mouse as a eunuch. Like his voice is really high pitched. You know, like he's probably missing his penis. That's okay. He brings joy to a lot of people. All right.
Zahirs. So the only proper answer to this question is, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. That is such a debate bro thing though, too. Like they try and make you repeat what they said, and then they go, oh, but you just said it. You cop to it. You know, and it's just, I'm so fucking sick of these guys. Like, because and one, of course, he's from Texas, of fucking course. He's a 12-year-old kid who somehow got elected to fucking Congress, right? He's like that kid who broke his arm and became a pitcher for the Cubs, right? And, you know, he probably has missed more than half his votes. He's probably fucking not even paying attention to his committee assignments, but he thought this is a good way to spend my time. You know, I fucking hate these guys
shitting on the Smithsonian, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of the I don't know if you saw, one of the main aims of a lot of this is they want to shut down the Native American Museum. That's what they want to do. Because it talks heavily about, you know, broken treaties. And there's been some push to kind of repatriate some of the exhibits back to tribal lands, which I think, yes, let's do that. But like, of all the things you're going to target, all the things, the Indigenous Peoples History Museum. Okay, keep in mind, do you know what name was splashed all over that thing until about 6 years ago? It was the Sackler family Indigenous Peoples History Museum.
They actually gave to a lot of art foundations to
yes,
name, for years.
Yes, right. That they essentially Sackler washed all the addiction that they sold.
Sackler washed is insane.
Right? Yes.
I do want to show you this. This is what happens when white people have too much fun.
yourself.
I don't understand the hook.
Oh.
Oh shit!
It's that you hear it. It's that you
Yes.
hear the knee. You hear the knee break. When you hear the knee break, you're like, that is the dumbest shit. So for those listening, it's two guys that look like they just got off work, probably had a couple pops, and one guy is standing and with his leg kind of bent, and the other dude goes, let's do this trick where I stand up right above your knee and you hold me up, and I stand up on your leg. And as he's standing on his leg, he's still not high enough up the thigh and ends up breaking the dude's knee.
The sound is what got me.
The sound is pretty bad. Someone said 9 months rehab.
Dude,
someone asked, this guy goes, are you guys Democrats or Republicans? Oh my fucking God, dude. That is the best way to end that clip. Are you guys Democrats or Republicans? You tell me.
That noise just, oh my gosh.
The noise is fucking frightening, right? The noise gets me every time. Are you guys Democrats or Republicans? We're Republicrats.
Yeah. We're Republitarians.
Republitarians. I love this.
Oh, well, what do you think of biracial?
This is a balloon pop show, but for elderly people, and a 90-year-old Holocaust survivor is a little bit of a fan of the chocolate, and he bypassed 5 white women and walked up way too close to this black woman to the point where the host has to hold him back.
Racial marriage.
Okay, take a step.
And he asked this black woman, what do you think about interracial marriage? And mind you, he's 90 and she's got to be in her 70s.
Back. That's a great question. Yeah. Okay, he's going for the deep ones. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we have biracial marriages in my family. So I believe if you love somebody, it doesn't matter what color the outside of their skin is. What matters is what's on the inside.
And I agree 100%.
Oh,
Being
this
Jewish,
guy.
believe me, I know what it's like.
Have you dated a black queen before?
Yes, actually, I did.
And I love you. All right, now let's move on now. I love my boy.
That dude has all the Riz. All the Riz. 100%.
Oh my gosh. She goes, matters what's inside. He's like, oh, ma'am.
Madam, I've got something that'll be inside of you later.
Norm Finkelstein meets Angela. We would have to put up guardrails for that meeting. Like, hey, no. You can't say that. Don't take off your shirt. Don't take off your shirt. Don't show her the 6-pack. She's not ready for it.
Angela, can you tell me if you know about gooning?
Someone says 90-year-old Jason with chases. Oh, Nuri says Mac is an Irish Republican, I think. If that person was serious, I want to know if we were Democrats or Republicans, and we answered that question like that. Can you imagine? Like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Can't figure out if I should laugh or not.
That's the NSA guy that's been tasked to watch us, Jason. Sir,
he doesn't know where to put
sir. They haven't answered the question. What do I do next? What? Ask again? But they just, one of them said they were Republitarians. I don't even know what that is.
What's a Republitarian? Oh my God. Yeah, I saw that and I fucking fell out laughing. That dude was just like, hey, oh my God, there's a piece of chocolate over there.
Dude, just all the riz in the world in that 90-year-old man. You know what? Good for you. Good for you, old man. Just out there keeping it real. I was waiting for like, you know what I did back in 58? I worked admin for Motown Records.
Yeah. I discovered Stevie Wonder.
Stevie and I go back a long time. Now, Little Richard, so much cocaine. You know,
don't leave your drink around him. Thank you guys.
You can't say that anymore. What? We don't drug each other anymore? That was just good fun back in the 50s.
That's how I met my wife. Don't do that. Those are jokes.
Don't. Please don't.
We do not condone roofies.
No, we condone consensual relations between 2 or more adults if that's your thing. Okay?
That old man needs to listen to that erotica audio.
McRubs, he probably wrote it. That was probably like his autobiography or something.
Do you know the mental preparedness I'd have to get into instantaneously if someone said those words to me? I'd be like, oh.
It's like you just sit there for a minute. You're like, did you? Well, okay, let's get in there.
Just hand it a ring. Just take the ring. Yeah. Just take it. It's my grandma's. I've been saving it. Just take it.
Bring her breakfast in the morning, and it's just like the ring on a plate with some orange juice and a banana. Yeah. You know? Marry me.
After last night, I just figured I can't live without you.
Yeah. Just all that booty hole. Just it's like a smorgasbord of butthole. I loved it.
Like the tears. Like I'd be like, don't cry.
Jason, why is your face wet? Oh, don't worry about that. Just let me get back in.
Just tears.
Let me get back in there.
What's wrong? Nothing. This is just so beautiful.
I've never been so happy. This is the best day of my life, Jason. Don't you have kids? Okay, the fifth best day of my life.
I guess, but fuck.
Bad Lefty said, "Think unsexy thoughts. Think unsexy thoughts." Doug Williams.
All I could think is Doug Williams going, "Hey, you did good, young man."
You know what, Jason? I'm gonna give you my Super Bowl ring. Eating all that booty hole. Can you imagine if you're getting ready to like just go to town on a woman's asshole and Doug Williams just like pops up? Hey there, Jason. Looks like you're gonna eat some asshole.
With an instructional video.
Yeah. When I was
young man.
When I was coach at Grambling, I didn't really do this. But when I was quarterbacking the Washington football team to a Super Bowl, I did it. I did it right before kickoff. What? Doug Williams?
And that's how we overcame a 10-point deficit after the first quarter to win by 45.
Jason just starts yelling the N-word out.
Coach looks says I came back and it's wild.
Yeah, it is, Coach.
You haven't tried if you don't get pink eye is a TIR motto. Who said that?
That is definitely merch. Okay, just
we said that once, or someone said it. I don't remember the show, but someone said it. And again, if someone's trying to figure out if we're Republicans or
Republicans,
Coach looks at you, Jason.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it was me.
I was gonna say, Jason, I'm pretty sure that was a you.
Have you even tried?
I mean, Nick said that's what Sharon Moore was doing before games.
Whoa. Whoa. There's like all these for a minute, were you watching those videos like he did nothing wrong?
Yeah.
This is all a setup. I'm like, I don't know, man. The whole thing's weird as fuck to me.
Sharon Moore is just in the back, like with some flat ass white girl, just like, let me get that butthole.
I mean, that's all he sees. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's just fucking 3D.
I mean, dude, did you see that University of Michigan essentially fired their athletic director today?
Because of that?
Because of that and the Juwan Howard mess a couple years ago. And yeah, it was a culmination of things. The Harbaugh, Spygate, the Juwan Howard, the Sharon Moore, like they finally were just like, okay, you can finish out till the end of the year. And they're like, that'll give us enough time to line up your successor. And this guy just like essentially put out like a press release that was like, well, I brought a couple national titles here. I don't know what the fuck's the problem. Just like, wow.
Damn. Bitches be complaining. Like, no, that's not how this works.
Bitches be complaining, but I'm hanging banners with the other fucking guy do.
You're tripping. Fucking intern. She's not a real person.
NCAA compliance. Ooh.
Man. It's
God,
a dark time. It's a dark time.
We are living in the dumbest era of human history. I swear, dude. It's only getting worse. That's the sad part. It's only getting
Mickey
worse.
Mouse is
That's racist. That is racist. Mickey was probably running around like that preacher was. That's why that.
I don't think Mickey Mouse is in Song in the South, though.
I mean, he might have been like an extra or something. They like drew him in the back behind like the thorns and stuff. Hey guys, I'm gonna say a bad word.
We coming for you.
That's what Mickey says. But see, that's when the record screeches and like the crow's like, I bet you're asking how I got here.
Also, it's very serious. Can someone do? I bet you're asking how I got here with that kid that gets punched in the fucking head.
But while you're doing it, like, just have a little graphic artistry where you have his like astral projection coming out of him.
Dude, not.
Yeah.
He just the realization that the punch was just, hey man, this is no longer pretend.
No.
You can't yell your way out of this.
When he grabbed that kid's head, he probably said that. Oh, who's getting their ass beat now, There was probably a little kiss involved too, just like, and then he threw that third one.
He pieced him up something vicious, dude. He gave him a whole fucking bucket of chicken.
Oh, dude, that's a KFC 24 piece right there.
He gave
That's
him
what
a
that
whole
was.
family meal.
Yeah.
He gave him a family meal size.
You're getting the biscuit, the mashed potatoes, just
fucking
drowned in gravy.
Sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Don't look, let's go. It's late. It's almost midnight where you are.
Yep. And I've got leg day tomorrow.
Ooh, as Bert Cooper told me, that's God's day.
It is, man. Especially as you get older, dude. I've realized, especially with all my back problems, deadlifts are perfect.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not like lifting heavy right now. I'm lifting like at 60%, but I'm doing 15, 10, 10. So just straight up, just for reps. And dude, my back, like I typically walked around like at an 8 pain level because I'm just constantly in pain. But I got it down to a 6, man. It's nice. And I ran today too, which was a mistake. That was bad.
That's me. Oh no, not tomorrow. I have another workout. That's kind of insane, but that's why I'm able to fit into these little ass pants.
Bro, my shorts just keep getting shorter, dude.
Oh, you're trying to be part of the fucking club.
That's right, man. Like my workout shorts, I'm showing off all the tattoos I got
trying
now.
To be part of the fucking club, the short club.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like my legs are going to look good. I want my ass to look fat. And, you know, I want my shorts to be short. You know,
That's
I
what
can't
it's all
help it.
about right now.
I can't help it who I am, you know? And why is my son texting me at fucking 11:42 in the evening?
Oh shit. All right, we're going to let Mac handle this
no,
charge.
no, dude, he just asked if he could download something because like he has a PS5, I have a PS5, but it's my account. So he's like, "Hey, Dad, like I just got something. You're gonna get a text message about it because like I trust my kids."
Oh, he just bought something.
Yeah, I trust my kids, but like I'm also not dumb enough to think that a teenager isn't gonna try and pull a slick one on me.
Mm-hmm.
So like I told him, I'm like, order things at your peril. I was like, if I see $100 game come out, I was like, my foot, your ass. So what he's been getting into is like older games. Like he's playing all the Metal Gear games from like the late 90s, early 2000s. And they're only like $1 or $2 or some shit. So he keeps like getting them. And I wake up to like 6 texts, you know, and it's like, you spent $10. And I'm like, on what? And I see, and I'm like, oh, fuck me. But every time he does a download, Jason, bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah. But okay. Yeah, everybody, we got to go. I'm glad I don't have to beat the shit out of my kid. I'm kidding. I would never do that. I'm not an abusive parent, but I would verbally scold him. Like, that's my account.
Mac is not the slap upside the head guy.
No. I'm
the
beat
shitty fucking dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's go. Love all you guys.
And we'll see you for more shenanigans next week. And let's go out with the cartoons. Bye.